Word that no one has ever heard before. It's a word that has unique personal resonance for me and for, to some degree, perhaps a culmination of our time today. That word is wealth, and I'll overpronounce it so that you hear the H in that word. W-H-E-A-L-T-H. And when I think of the word wealth, it is a combination of wealth and health, but it's also something more. I think it's a call to action. I think it's an opportunity to redefine success. It's not just about business, it's about life. It's about aligning our prosperity and our wellness, our profit with our purpose. It's about building companies and communities that nourish and grow together. It's not about just asking what can I achieve, but it's about understanding what am I sustaining, what am I protecting, and what am I leaving behind. In this new era, as we navigate it together, we're clear about the uncertainty, we're clear about the need for transformation and acceleration. But what I want to introduce is perhaps with a healthy mindset, we can find something that is resilient, human, and grounded. Because that's the future that's worth fighting and building for together. And at least when I look out at the joy and the enthusiasm from all of you, I believe it's not a solo journey, but rather, if the summit reminds us of anything, it's that our most meaningful work can be done together. And in particular, it's because next starts now. So I'm delighted to kick off session 8. We have a couple great segments for you. First up, I'm excited to introduce a new friend of ours, Clarence Wooten, the director and entrepreneur in residence at Google X, continuing our theme of transformation in AI. I want to acknowledge so many of you who've come from so far and delighted to close us off strong. And with that, Clarence, please join us on the stage.
All right. Good afternoon. I must agree with Charles Patton, who was up here earlier. This room is full of nothing but good people. Over the last, 45 minutes, I participated in a roundtable session, and everyone was great. There wasn't a single person who was not. So, before I get started with my talk, I'm going to share a little bit about my background to provide some context. I'm originally from Baltimore, actually pretty humble beginnings. Any Baltimore in the room? Okay. I came out of college right around the time Netscape went public. So those of us who can remember, that was the dawn of the internet era. Going into college, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but coming out of college, it was clear that my entrepreneurial pathway would be as an internet entrepreneur. Fortunately, over the next 25 years, I became a serial entrepreneur and had the good fortune to experience success. But I also have the unfortunate distinction of being the only African American to have founded 2 internet startups, built, scaled, and sold them to publicly traded companies. Originally, my first startup, imagecafe.com, was acquired by Network Solutions in 1999 during the first dot-com wave. Many years later, I founded a company called Progressly that was acquired by Box in 2018. Despite my success, I take no pleasure in being the only. Throughout my journey, fundraising has never been easy. So needless to say, I'm a big proponent of democratizing access to not only capital, but opportunity. Over the past 4 years, I've been an executive and entrepreneur in residence at Google X, the Moonshot Factory, not to be confused with the X formerly known as Twitter. I've had the opportunity to work with some brilliant people to develop radical new technologies to try to solve some of the world's most pressing problems. In doing so, I've seen firsthand what AI can do. So with that, let me begin. Let's be honest. When most people hear AI, it's like there's an elephant in the room. Their first thought isn't opportunity, it's obsolescence. Will AI take my job? Will I become irrelevant? These concerns are real, and for some roles, yes, AI is going to replace repetitive, rule-based work. But you're more likely to lose your job not to AI in the near future, but by someone who's leveraging AI if you aren't. But that's not the full story. The real shift isn't about elimination, it's about amplification. about people becoming more capable than they've ever imagined if they know how to use the tools. We're entering the age of the 10X entrepreneur. So what do I mean by that? In the past, if you had a big idea, you needed a big team, a big budget, and access to big capital. But today, a single founder with the right AI tools can do the work of 10 people. They can validate an idea, build an MVP, design a brand, test pricing, go to market, and scale a business. If you have the will, a laptop, and a point of view, you can become dangerous in days. Now, we're not talking about solopreneurs. We're talking about superpreneurs. Founders who build faster, smarter, leaner, and more profitably than traditional startups. This all sounds great, but underneath it all, there's a new divide brewing. The divide we're talking about isn't about access to capital or elite schools or who you know. The divide is going to be between those who understand how to use and leverage AI and those who don't. This gets interesting and exciting at the same time because it represents an opportunity. There's been a funding and access gap that has prevented many entrepreneurs from being able to build a company at scale or gain enough traction to attract venture capital. This era will soon be over because capital is no longer the ultimate form of leverage. AI is. That's why I created cofounder.ai. First as a book, now as a platform. It's designed for the ambitious entrepreneur, with or without a technical background, who wants to build smarter, not harder. The book walks founders through every stage of building a startup with AI, from conceptualizing, to launching, to iterating, to scaling, and even exiting. The platform is even more powerful. It brings together curated AI workflows, AI agents, playbooks, and founder-focused tools that will enable anyone to turn an idea into a venture, even if they've never started a business before. Some of you may be familiar with the term vibe coding. It's where you talk to an AI in plain English, and it writes code on your behalf. Well, welcome to the era of vibe startup building, where you leverage agentic AI advisory boards to guide you as you build your startup. AI-generated customer personas that become AI agent focus groups, enabling founders to interrogate their ideas before building them. You no longer have to wait until you have a product to see if you have product market fit. In the age of AI, with cofounder.ai, you can get the product marketing fit beforehand. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about equity. For too long, access to the startup building ecosystem has been uneven. If you didn't live in Silicon Valley, or have the right connections, or speak the startup language, your ideas often died in notebooks. Now, there are a lot of people who talk about ideas, but never execute. With the help of AI, talkers can instantly become doers. Now, talking the talk is walking the walk. As easy as you can express your ideas, AI prompts, workflows, and agents can validate and execute them. That's what we mean when we say AI is the ultimate force multiplier. It multiplies potential, it multiplies impact, and it multiplies possibility. We stand at the edge of a new entrepreneurial revolution, but revolutions don't spread on their own. They need fuel. That's where you come in. As VCs, family offices, social impact investors, and engaged citizens, what if instead of funding the 1% of startups to get into elite accelerators, we gave the next million founders the tools to succeed on their own terms? That's the future cofounder.ai is building, and I invite you to be a part of it. For every job AI takes, we have the ability to create. Let's not brace for disruption. Let's build the future together. Thank you.